Okay, sup traders, welcome in, much love. Trav here. In this video, we will be looking at the charts, but we will do some deep work and reflecting on a number of things that went wrong. Risk management, euphoria despair cycle, and the disconnect between beliefs and habits when trading. So if you're like me and you're experiencing a lot of pain in your trading right now, maybe you will find this video useful. So where do we even start? Let me just turn off everything and look at the chart. So we have an absolute insane gigapump that is up. We're up 23% since last week. Where is this gonna go? Like, we are coming into this liquidity area, this high. We're likely to take this. In my opinion, we're likely to go to 26,000 in the next couple months. It doesn't have to happen. We might take this and pull back. We might take this and pull back. So we're going to talk about macro. And this is important to do a lot of deep work here because I absolutely missed this. Jesus, look at it flying. Not only did I miss this, but I lost quite a bit while missing it. And if I had held this, I had a long here, I had a long here. They never would have got touched off. This long had a 0.6% stop loss with a 50 Bitcoin position. If you can imagine, we're up from my entry $3,000 at 50 Bitcoin would be $150,000. Now we're up 4,000, it would be a $200,000 gain. Plus this one, we'd be looking at $400,000. So I missed that. There's a huge amount of pain associated with that, and we need to get into it. So I'm going to pull up my actual trading journal here, and we're going to look at, we're going to do some deep work here. First, we're going to look at things I did okay, or well enough, or even good. We're going to look at things I did wrong. Specifically, we're going to look at beliefs versus habits. We're going to look at euphoria, despair. We're going to look at macro and fundamentals. And we are going to, I guess, look at the current charts. I'm not really that interested in trading right now. But, yeah, so what did I do well enough? So first, let's look at my equity curve. Here's my equity curve. Actually, I lost another. I need to look it up. I took one more loss today before I canceled everything. Let's log it. And then something that was a small loss, or like maybe more like a break even. So let's log these. Before I was like, I'm an idiot and I need to stop immediately because I just keep shorting. Okay. Bybit. Let's see, what are my losses today? And yeah, I mean, it's something I prepared for and it didn't work. So I lost 2006.21 here. 2006.21, and I lost 370. I'll mark the 370 as a break even. So it sucks. That said, like, I'm still up. I'm still making enough to survive. I'm still growing my account. My equity curve looks like this. I'm coming down to a lower high. It may feel like the world's ending sometimes when you go through these things, but I will be okay. And yeah, so let's go into the my journal here. So what did I do well or even good? I managed my risk. I didn't blow up. I respected my stop loss. I used large but appropriate position sizing that was backed by a math model. I did not lose more on a position than I budgeted for. I stuck to my interpretation of my own plan reasonably well, and I put in some work every day. Let's quickly move on past that because there's more. Hey, Red. Okay, I'm back. I got distracted. Where were we? Okay. Yeah, things I did well. I didn't blow up, and I got more chances to trade. So, that's good. What else did I do well? Kind to myself, but holding myself accountable. Got fucked up. I love myself, but I fucked up. Okay, let's go to things I did wrong. And there's two key areas. The first is beliefs and habits. So what's interesting is that there's a gap. There's often a gap between beliefs and habits. Example being a smoker saying, I believe smoking is harmful for me and I intend to quit, but their habit is to smoke. So an example for me is, where's price right now? We just blasted through to 21. Look at that. We hit that, I'd be up hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. I just need to delete this so I don't see it. But that doesn't surprise me at all. That was part of my belief. So, belief. I believed, so these were my beliefs a couple weeks ago. I believe the market bottomed when CPI bottomed, which happened in June. So I believe most assets bottomed in June. I believe BTC put in a new low because of why? Because BTC put in a new low because of FTX. I believe FTX and minor capitulation marked a bottom. I believe that I believe that a lot of liquidity will be left behind. I believe we will exit the bottom quickly with few pullbacks. Now, from the HY block chart, I'm targeting 21.5K and 25K and 35K. These are things that I shared. These are my beliefs. My beliefs. It's better to have a long bias in 2023 than a short bias. The 2023 close will be higher than the 2022 close. These are things that I believe. Okay, what are my habits? My habit is short key levels, short resistance. Why is this my habit? This is my habit because I made most of my money in 2022 shorting key levels, and it worked well. And I was rewarded with dopamine, which reinforced this behavior. Now, I can change my beliefs without changing my habits, which happened. I changed my beliefs without changing my habits. It takes time to change habits. And yeah, I don't know where we need to be now, but I need to have the habit of trading long. Okay, things I did wrong, specifically what I did wrong in trading was shorting, like, we're going to talk about this, but needed to switch to trending bull mode, but didn't. Studied the bottom and made a plan, but didn't execute it. This is the most costly. Did not hold my longs from the bottom. Did not hold my longs from the bottom. Cost me hundreds of R. Cost me 6 figures. Like, not holding a winning trade as we go into trend is the worst thing. Shorting every key level. Not jumping in continuation longs. Yeah, things I did wrong. Now, there's another category of mistake made here. And the first one is the euphoria despair cycle, which for me, like, huge wins trigger euphoria and huge losses trigger despair. And a quote that I'm going to put here is, when you win, you party. When you lose, you ponder. So I'm sure some of you can relate to this. When I have a huge win, I might take on additional risk, assume more confidence. I'm going to project my current results, recent results, out into the future. I'm going to, what else am I going to do? I'm going to, I'm going to work less. So this was a huge issue, and we're going to get back to that. Well, actually, let's talk about it now. Typically, when have huge wins and I'm euphoric, or in my earlier days, I would take on additional risk, but recently I just work less. So like by working less, I missed this move, I believe, if I had worked harder. And I'm focused on my surfing and my social life and all these things. And those things would have been, I mean, in retrospect, this was like a rare opportunity where the market trends super hard and a lot of money could be made. I'm trying to get more balanced, but I need to work more. Now, huge losses trigger despair, which is a feeling I have right now. I lost a lot of money, drawdown, I'm okay. But I had missed out on a huge move. The despair is causing me to question everything, um, doubt, contract risk, which is good, and work more, which is good also. So I'd like to be more balanced, but I think this is part of trading, something maybe you can relate to, where I need to work. I need to work more, and I need to do it consistently. And ideally, I get a coach who checks me when I'm in a state of euphoria and just makes sure I continue working. Now, macro and fundamentals. Where are we now? Well, the pump already happened, so I kind of just want to let things settle. But the reason for the pump, this is a couple things. FTX found $5 billion. What else? Interest rates are peaked or near peak. CPI peaked and is coming down. That's all you need. That's all you need. We also have a huge short interest in Bitcoin. And we have, I mean, that is all you need. And what's happening is there are like echo bubble. Okay, we have the same conditions that create a bubble people don't learn from and create an echo bubble. We also have, what else? Echo bubble. We also have like, okay, beginning traders like me who did well shorting in 2022 will fuel the rally by shorting it the whole way up, which I did, but at least I cut and I'm on the sidelines now. So those were a lot of reasons. Again, also HY block showing um, liquidity above 21.5K, and also BTC having a history of insanely volatile moves and leaving the bottom behind quickly. So all that said, here's my to-do. I need to work more, which actually means I need to look at my schedule and schedule more work. So that's something we'll do. Schedule more work. I need to work on longs and holding. These are two things. I need to trade more longs. I need to hold trades for longer. I'm not worried about despair. I'm worried about euphoria. Watch out for euphoria. And maybe after my next bigger win, and I just have, after my next withdrawal, maybe I should hire a coach to, like a psychological coach. Okay, so we're gonna go into our trading model, and then I'm gonna go into my Discord and no, I'm going to and on Twitter and share a couple things. Okay, so we just need to do more deep work. Like I need 2 hours of deep work a day. It has to happen. 2 hours of deep work a day. If it means like sacrificing 2 hours is okay, but I need 2 hours a day. Like we can push surf back and surf for less time, and I can still fit that in. Lunch. Massage, I'm probably just gonna cut massage right now for more work. Um, I mean, realistically, there's gonna be shallow work too, but like less nap time. Physical therapy, I'm gonna schedule. I'm also, yeah, probably push lunch back an hour. Ideally, I keep lunch. I keep surf. Yes. Um, that might be okay, like is more balanced. I don't need to work many hours every day, but it has to happen on a daily. So deep work includes, let us define deep work. Deep work. Deep work. Let us define deep work as backtesting, data collection, studying past price history. Also, the macro, there was a fractals, bottom fractals were a thing. Deep work, backtesting, data collection, study past price history, and journal, data sorting, considering different perspectives, learning and sharing new tools and models. Shallow work I would define as watching the chart, the live chart, and chatting with other traders. Well, there's a place for that too, but most of my work needs to be deep work. I'm going to post in the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna post in here. Okay. I'm gonna share my equity curve. Okay, I will be okay. Why did I see it going up? That's not right. Negative 370. Equity. That doesn't make sense. Why it should go up. Profit loss. Well, I mean, that's close enough. It's not super accurate either, but that's another thing I need to work on. Yeah, I will live. Zoom out. Okay, I want to go on Twitter and I want to go on Discord. Okay, I'm here just typing this up. Okay. I missed the move and was on the wrong side shorting it, and I want to share my lessons and learnings from this for myself to not repeat and also to help you guys. Thanks to risk management, I'm still in good shape, having drawn down to another higher low. I feel a lot of pain, but have lived to tell the tale. The biggest and most specific mistake I made was closing my longs early. The most recent long would be running at 50R with 2% risk. I would have doubled my account, making hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last 2 weeks. This is always the biggest mistake, cutting my winners early. The 10% drawdown I've experienced sucks, but is almost irrelevant compared to that. That said, I should have been prepared to switch to trending bull mode for macro reasons and not short at every level, but I did. Oh well, I survived. There are two bigger ideas here about why those mistakes happened. One, euphoria despair cycle. Maybe you can relate to me. I'm sure many of you can relate to me when I talk about the euphoria despair cycle. You make a lot of money in a short period of time, think you're a genius, project it out to the future, increase position size, um, be overconfident, and ultimately take a loss. For me, the way this manifested, I had a huge November and December, and it caused me to really coast through in mid-December, January. I didn't work much. I didn't do much deep work. Just looked at the chart and set my limits. Big problem and something I really want to fix. After I would consider hiring a psychological coach to help me with this. In the despair cycle, after taking a huge loss, it's typical to contract risk, become overly careful, and focus more on work. This part is fine for me because this is the basis of my progress as a trader. I wish I didn't have to lose to do this, but it seems that maybe I do. So may I always take some losses. Okay, 2, beliefs versus habits. Okay, I'm running out of space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, then I'm going to copy paste. 2, beliefs and habits. It's typical for there to be a gap between beliefs and habits. For instance, a smoker knows that smoking is bad for them. And believes they will quit smoking. Yet they keep smoking. Why do they do this? Because having a habit doesn't automatically, having a belief doesn't automatically give you a matching habit. In my case, I had a belief we would see we would rally to 21.5K that I was sharing, reiterated importance for long bias, and can give you many macro and technical reasons, macro and liquidity reasons, why price should come up here. Yet I didn't participate and shorted the move a number of times. Why? Because even though I had the belief, I had a habit from 2022 of being rewarded for shorting, and it takes not a change in beliefs to change habits, but pain. So with this pain experienced of missing this move, I will learn to trade the long side. Maybe not today, but yes. Let's zoom out. That's probably everything. Euphoria, despair, and beliefs and habits. Um, okay. From here, in drawdown, missing the move, I'm going back. I'm changing my schedule to increase the amount of deep work and general chart work I can do on a daily basis. I'm also focusing on I intend to do some amount of back testing and past price history. I will hire, let's say I will take more trainings, hire more coaches in 2023. I will work on the habit of carrying trades longer and carrying longs and trading alongside. I'm thankful to be alive, to have survived, and to have more chances. Let's get it down. Okay. I'll post this here. Trading journal. Where I'm just let's post part one. I want to post in the chat room. Do part one. No, that's not right. Part one. Okay, let's zoom out. There, and then after this, we will look at the chart, but I'm not in a state where it makes sense to enter trades. Drawdown. Someone added me to elite traders. Certainly don't feel like it. Okay, so first I want to look at the HY block chart. Let's look at the high time frame. The most liquidity is at 69,000. I don't see us going that way, but 52, I guess, is something that could maybe happen. The price could move towards it. Definitely like 24 to 26 at this point is likely to happen in the first quarter of this year. And then, yeah, 36, I guess 48 to 52 could be a possible target. On the 6 month, yeah, I mean 23 to 26.7 is definitely makes sense to target up there. Like we'll probably leave this liquidity behind, but there's more above us. And yeah. On the 3 months, we already went up there, right? But yeah, 21.6 was an intermediate target. On the 1 month, we ran it all. We ran almost to 22, huh? There's a lot of liquidity below us, which I don't see us going back for. Locally, there's nothing above us, but other than maybe new shorts just hopping in. Um, on the 12-hour, at some point longs will get hurt. It doesn't have to happen, but yeah, at some point longs will get hurt. 19,175. Yeah, I don't even know what to think. Like, let's go to the chart. Let's experience some pain together. Okay. Okay, we took the 21.5. I'm not gonna do it, but like that is a short level. It could have made sense to have a bid, a sell bid right at 21.5. Because look, that's the key level, that's the previous FTX high, and that's where the liquidity is for now. There's more. And I did consider like a breakout long from here could make sense, but I don't have enough experience with a breakout long. One thing I want to look at is the long that I was in, where it would be running now. This is the long that I took. I had like a 0.7 stop or something like that. And where we are now, it would be running at 37R. 37 times $5,000 would be $185,000. I also had a long from here that never would have gotten stopped out that had a 1.25%, about a 1% stop. I think this one was a $4,000 risk, which would be 30. That would be a $300,000 gain. Instead, I have nothing but pain. So let me really feel that pain, meditate on it, and go back to my journal and say, January 13th, again, I missed out on 100% portfolio growth, 300K in a week, in 2 weeks. Actually, it was like a month. First long was like a month ago because of um, because I didn't hold longs, hold my winning trades. I lost 30K roughly because I was on the wrong side, but the 300K would have paid for everything. It's very important to hold winners, high time frame targets. Okay. Now, I don't even really know what to think right now. Like, I think we need to study. We need to study past bottoms because this is our first significant higher high. I think we can expect 26, 33, 44, maybe 52 in 2023. Maybe. Why? Again, because macro conditions are getting better. And if we look at the indices and we look at the dollar, there's a lot of different reasons why we should rally more. So I'm not going to take any trades, but we're going to look at this, then we're going to go back and look at an old chart. Let me tell you what was most helpful by far for this. The parallel channel did not help. Okay, the fib did not help. I'll tell you what did help, or would have helped, was HY block liquidity, said 21.5K. So to me, that's reinforcement. Focus on liquidity. Macro said higher, fundamentals said higher. Liquidity, fundamentals, macro. Fuck these other TA tools. Let me take that shit off my chart. I don't like it. Okay? Now, sometimes it works. I don't care. If we're in a trending bull mode, so if we go back to 2021, it was one of those first pullbacks that gave the strongest uptrend. So for me, what I'm going to try to do is aim some of these higher targets, taking entries on valid pullbacks. I need to see some red days happen. I need to see some liquidations, and I need to see some longs get rinsed. I don't know what that's going to look like exactly, but yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not going to trade shorts right now, and I'm going to aim for these. Now, let us go look at Coinbase, and we're going to let's go back and look at a couple different bottoms that happened. One is the 2020 bottom, where we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight green days, something like that. Is that 10? 10. This bottom is more dramatic. This bottom looks like the 2018 bottom. But okay, we had a wick down day. As soon as we accumulated under there, took around the stops, like that's when really the big move happened. So even though I've missed this move, it's possible to, and often that the big move happens later. And that longing the first pullback is actually what is going to be best. Maybe it just doesn't pull back and it's green every day and I fucking miss it all. It is what it is. I'm not gonna hop on along now after these liquidations, but it wouldn't surprise me to just have straight green candles up to 25. but if I get a technically valid long within my system, it's something that I could do. I haven't studied breakout trades enough to necessarily know that I want to do it, but an idea of something could be just conditional breakouts, something like this. I mean, the crazy thing is, if we look at the last days, like how vertical we've gone, up 30%. What's the biggest pullback we've had? 2%. So, I mean, pretty much if you longed, you did not get stopped out for weeks now. Now, the thing though is these because of the forced liquidations here that push price up, most of the longs are way back here, right? Like they're all along the way. So most of this liquidity, which is a huge amount of liquidity, got left behind. We probably will not come back here. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. We probably will not. So we need to form a new base, build new liquidity to farm that, and that is a possible long entry that can be used to aim for some of these higher targets. And if we just go to these higher targets, then I'm on the sidelines and it sucks, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think like longs only until 26. Probably just let me just try to do longs only this year, honestly. Majority longs. Like once I'm in longs, focus on longs. I can use shorts at hedges, but the conditions should only get better this year. Now let's go look at let's look at the 2018 bottom because I think this is something I back tested, but okay, essentially this week looks like this week, right? And there were plenty more opportunities. There were plenty more opportunities. So let's go compare the current chart to the old chart. This one to this one. Well, maybe we're more like coming up into here or here. Yeah, this is where we are. It's not exactly the same, but I mean, I think we could expect just a violent wiping of these shorts, a rinsing of these shorts all the way back to $49 would be a really high target, 52, but yeah, if the past is any predictor. So what we need to do is wait for a couple weeks sideways, days of pullback, big red days. We long big red days is I think what I want to do. If there's a big red day, we long it. I'm gonna try to be long biased. I think it makes sense, even though like, oh, we missed the move. Let's look at this. Psychology of market cycle. Let's pull this up. Okay. This is a disbelief rally. This rally will fail like all the others. Where are we? Euphoria, I'm a genius, right? This was 2021, 2022. Panic. We've been in anger. Capitulation was Alameda. The anger was FTX. Capitulation was Zusu and Kyle Davies and Three Arrows Capital, Terra Luna. Depression has been the last couple weeks, the last month. So we're in a disbelief rally where we're people, they do not believe it. I think we could go much higher. So yeah. And one of the reasons why is one of the ways people trade is through EMAs and trend following. And now that we're in an uptrend, like a lot of new money is coming in. And with this rally, a lot of people are going to be talking about it. There's going to be new money coming in. So my game plan, this is long big red days, long liquidity sweeps, hold for higher targets, short only, short as hedges. Okay. Let's turn this on here. Oops. Save image, desktop. Okay, I have a game plan. And create profit. Yeah. Okay, it is what it is. Okay. Fourier to spare. A smoker knows that smoking is bad for them before they will quit smoking. Okay, let me share like jump to present. Let's copy this. This present and psychology of market cycle. Following the set market cycle psychology cheat sheet, I suspect this is the disbelief stage with higher prices likely because of macro liquidity reasons. Let me get through this liquidity heat map. So, put it on the 1 year. Hottest area on the chart is 52K and 25K. I expect price to drive towards these areas. Whether we hit them or not, we will see. Beyond those existing liquidations, habitual shorters who did well in 2022 will get wiped out, feeling the rally higher. Macro perspective, CPI peaked last year and rates are at or near its likely financial conditions will only stay the same or ease from here. My plan for now based on 2018 bottom is to try to long big red days and liquidations of long sweeps. Only be looking shorts as hedges once I'm in longs. Already in longs. I will try to hold my longs towards those higher targets unless liquidity tells me elsewhere, tells me otherwise. In case I am wrong, I will manage my risk, reevaluate, or go into more drawdown. Particularly if new fundamental or macro headwinds develop. Thinking of my theses are disproven. Yeah. People like my thoughts, I guess. All right, well. I think it's possible, not likely. We're already in disbelief. We take much higher targets. We will see. Normally pick yourself up and move on. Okay, that's it for now. I've got a game plan and schedule and all this, so let's get to it. Much love and peace.